Hey everybody, Jarhead here with a special call with Joel from GPG. He's an awesome guy. I've been working with him for several months, and as most of you guys know, GPG is definitely an awesome company. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on members that have gone ahead and gone through what you're going to see in this video and setting up their payout section in the back. And basically, Joel, just like you guys trust me as an expert in the marketing and the tools and all that kind of stuff, Joel is definitely the expert in this field, so we asked him to please come on and show us really how easy it is, but also there are a couple of questions maybe that he'll answer and things that he'll definitely make clear. There are some common questions people have, so we just wanted him to come on and explain really how simple and easy it is to set up your GPG back office. So we're going to start with Joel. He's going to start from the screen that when you first click the GPG link, you're taken to the screen where you have to fill in some information, and that's exactly where he's going to pick up, and he's going to go from there all the way to the back office and show you how to set up your bank account and all that good stuff. So, Joel, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on here and help us get all set up, and please take it away.
Great. Hey, thank you very much, Richard. It's great to be here. One of the first things you'll notice about GPG is we're not a third-party vendor. We are a company that connects with companies like Richard's, like 20now.com. He uploads you into the system, and in other words, you couldn't go to gpgway.com and sign up for an account like you would some other payment service. So that's one thing that makes us different. We're not a third-party vendor. We partner with the different clients around the world, such as Richard, such as 20now, and bring this solution to you. The founder of GPG started it to create something entirely different, entirely better. I think you'll notice that all the way through, and it continues to keep getting better. One of the things that I told Richard that I did not want to do on this call was to have it go very long, because I don't want you to, the longer I go, the more you think that you would need me to be here or that it's hard. And honestly, this is the first time I've ever done this with a company. I've gotten to know Richard, and it's been absolutely wonderful working with him. And when he asked me to do this, I said, sure, but I just don't want people to think that I need to be here because it's difficult or something. So I'm going to go rather quick, only because it's actually very easy. One of the things that you'll notice, now I've been with GPG now for a couple of years. I'm one of their 5 salespeople around the world, and Richard became my account, and that's why I'm here. So when you begin the whole process of clicking in the back office of 20now.com, Richard has already put a bunch of your information that you've already given him with GPG, and so that's why you don't have a big sign-up process. Some people think, well, okay, where do I have to give all my information? Well, you don't, because all you're really doing on this first screen is verifying who you are. So this is a test account that Richard set up, and let's, so the country is US in this example. I'm Oscar Pacheco, it appears, so just call me Oscar. My email address there. I'll go ahead and put in my password that Richard gave me. And what city was I born in? Let's say Miami. And my favorite pet is Maddie. Okay, on this notifications, this is optional. If you don't have a cell phone, don't worry about it. This is also something that you can change once you're in the system. So, don't worry about it if you mess up or put in the wrong number. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the classic 5551212. And I'll choose Verizon here as my carrier. And what this does is it can notify you by text, if you choose, and by email when you are paid, or whenever you need to get anything from GPG, an update. It'll do it through whatever you have chosen. So I'm going to click here, send me a text message when I get paid. And time zone, just pick anything here. And date of birth. Whoops. Okay. And I guess I couldn't be part of GPG if I was only that old, or of 20 now. So let's put in something here, 1990, and an address, 123 Elm Street, Miami. Choose the state here, Florida. And I don't know the Richard. You know the zip code in Florida?
I'll look.
I don't think it matters here for the test. So
33133.
Oh boy. Okay, 33133. Thank you. And put your home phone in here. So as you can see, that was very simple and straightforward. I believe that this password is already going to be filled in here, so you're just confirming it. So there's nothing there. If you can change it to something else, and you can change it later too. So let's come on down here, and by checking this box, I agree to be bound by all Global Payroll Gateway Terms of Service. You can go ahead and click the Terms of Service link there. But let's go ahead and click that box and click Submit. Sorry, an error has occurred. Okay.
It may be because we stayed on the screen so long getting set up and the token had expired. Maybe if you go back through again.
Sure. Let me do that here. Let's see. Okay, let's run through this real quick again. Let's see. You want to play some background music or something, Richard? Go ahead. I wasn't talking about that kind of background music. Let's see. Let's choose. Oh, my favorite subject is math. And mobile phone again. There we go. We'll say it's Verizon. And send me a text message when I get paid. Choose any time zone here for this example. Birth date. And address 123. And Florida 33133. Was that it, Richard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's try this again. Check the box here and then hit submit. Congratulations, you are activated. Please proceed to log in. So you're asked to log in. Each time you're going to be asked to log in. The way that you can enter GPG at gpgway.com, but it's easier, better, best, whatever you want to call it, to always just be logged into your back office at 20now.com and click the link that Richard has provided for you. You'll come to this screen, and then you go ahead and put in just your password, which I will do now, and click log in. And there we go. And this is your GPG dashboard. One of the things that you will notice is that for those of you that have an online bank account, it will appear similar to an online bank account, especially as your recent activity begins to add up here. and you'll be able to follow it like you would an online bank account. Now here's where I'm going to go. It's very simple, so we're not going to spend a lot of time here. Again, this is your dashboard. One of the first things that you're going to want to do is go in and click this a tab called Approved Purchasing up on the top right. And what this means is two things. It allows, I know that Richard, I believe you've set your system up so that the recurring monthly charges can be taken when money is just sitting there in the commission account at 20 now, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Okay, and then, but if you've also got money over here, or maybe I should say, Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you don't have money, if you've already pulled all your money out of 20 now and it's sitting here in your GPG, then this, by clicking on Approved Purchasing, it allows Richard via GPG to pull the $20 recurring monthly from your GPG commission sitting in your GPG account. So that's number one. Number two, and what I think is just as important, or in 20 Now's case, very important, is it will eliminate the whether or not you ever have this function work for you where your commissions are taken or your monthly is taken from your commissions. It will get rid of the $2 monthly maintenance fee just by turning it on. So really, we don't really have a monthly maintenance fee because 99.999%, possibly 100%, always turn this on. Who doesn't want their monthly to come from commissions versus a credit card? Who doesn't want to get rid of the $2 monthly maintenance fee? So it's not something we really charge, but you do have to turn this on to get rid of that. So the way you do that is you click this little box down here. I hereby authorize Global Payroll Gateway to allow my company to charge my pay for purchases I make from my company, and you click Update. And at that point, the little off turns to on. So that's the first thing that you're going to want to look into doing. Let's go ahead and come back to the dashboard now. And the second thing you're going to want to do is add a bank account or add a pay card or add a credit or debit card. Let me just quick go over these. We offload funds to over 70 countries in the world. When you go to add it, if yours isn't listed, then you know it's just not available, but we're adding more all the time, and the 70 plus right now cover just about every country that you probably are in. So that's the first thing you can do is add a bank account. I'm going to come back and go through each one of these. Add a pay card. Now GPG loads any reloadable pay card that is issued by a U.S. bank. So if you're going through the grocery store line at Walmart and they've got a reloadable card, make sure it's reloadable, you could buy one right there. You could use your PayPal debit card. We don't offload funds directly to PayPal, but PayPal's debit card is a debit card issued by a U.S. bank, so we offload funds to a PayPal debit card. Green Dot, Western Union, whatever it may be, any reloadable pay card issued by a U.S. bank, we can load funds onto. So it's this button where you would add the parameters of that card. We also can offload to any credit or debit card pretty much in the world. So if it's a debit card, that means it's going to go to the bank associated with that debit card. If it's a credit card, let's say you have you owe a balance of $300 and you're offloading $100, it's going to in effect make a payment. Now double check, I'm not saying that it's officially going to make a payment for you to your credit card, so double check on that before you just think that, well, if I move funds over it's going to suddenly pay my minimum monthly charge for that month. But it's going to effectively put a credit or a plus figure onto your credit card. So if you owed $300, now you're going to owe $200 if you transferred over $100. So that's the function there with using a credit or a debit card. On this Edit My Info tab up here, if I can get it to click, there we go. It's where you can edit the information if you move or your email changes, much of the same information that you put on that original screen. On this next tab, you can change your password. We already went over the approved purchasing tab, so let me come back here to the dashboard home. And so we went over adding a bank account, or I let you know that it's possible. We went over loading a reloadable pay card, a Visa card or a MasterCard. And you can also send to another GPG account. So if we click on that, you know, this is one feature that I am not 100% sure on. So the gateway ID will go ahead, and Richard, maybe you can update everybody in a little FAQ or in an upcoming.
It's on the dashboard home. So if you click on dashboard home, I just happened to notice it when you're talking over on the right side. It says
right.
So they'll need to get that gateway ID from their other account, basically.
Yeah, let's say you want to send money to a friend who also has a GPG account. We'll go ahead and get their gateway ID, and then you can come back to the another GPG tab, put it in there, hit go, and then it'll ask you how much you want to send. If you happen to be with a company that's already with GPG, now you're going to have another GPG account, so you're going to have two, and it's set up by the company. So we, as far as I know, at least at this time, we cannot merge them together, and I don't think that would even be what anybody would want. But you can transfer from one of your GPG accounts to your other GPG account and just offload from one of them. You know, you could offload from both of them, but you know, it's up to you. Just bringing that up. Another thing is when, let's say, you ask 20Now to send you, I'll just use an example, $100 of your commissions, and they show up in your GPG account, and you want to offload $50 to your bank account and, for instance, $50 to a pay card. You would start the $50 with your bank account, and then it usually takes, in the US, it's 24 to 48 hours. Let's just go with 48 hours, usually, probably 90% of the time, to have the money show up in your account. It's going to be 24 or the total 48 hours before you can come back and say, now I want to put the other remaining 50 into my pay card. So you can break it up. You just can't do it at exactly the same time. So that's something you'd probably notice when you go in there, but I just wanted to say that so you didn't have any questions. We're going to come back and go through adding these in just a moment, but let me finish up this screen here. Your language here, you can choose a variety of different languages that are listed, and we're adding more all the time. I'll keep it on English here so I know where I'm at. You can add up to 2 bank accounts at any one time. You can add, I believe it's 4, or yeah, have 4 different ones, 2 at any one time, but 4 total in any 6-month period, and that's a banking regulation. Most people, that's fine, but you can go ahead and add your 1 or 2 bank accounts there. Your pay cards, they'll end up showing up here. Your credit and debit cards that you've loaded in will show up here. And your notifications, what we did on the first screen there, here's where if you get a new cell phone and your number changes or your network changes, you can go ahead and change that there and turn on and off texting, and it'll always send you an email, so your email there is hard-coded right in there. Let's come back up here now to virtual card, and you know, Richard, one thing I just noticed in this test account, and let's make a, oh no, there it is. I'm sorry, it was just in a different spot. Back down here to virtual cards, create a virtual card. Click on that. Come on. I think my network's a little slow here tonight.
Yeah, see it spinning. It's thinking about it.
Yeah, it's trying. Well, give it
I know it's
another.
working because we're on this webcast together, and I
All
can hear
right.
and see you. So I know the network's working.
The dreaded, this web page is not available. Okay. Let me try that again, and if it does, there we go. Okay. Can you see that, Richard?
Yes, looks good.
Great. Okay. A virtual card. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but let's say you want to. I'm just going to go over the very basics of this, and if it's something you want to use, you can get with GPG customer service, or we can put up an FAQ on this, or Richard can later. But basically, what a virtual card does, I'll just go ahead and read it. It's a twin brother to your credit card, to your GPG account. It is a way for you to use your credit card and your GPG account to make payments to your company for other people without giving out your credit card number. When you set up and give the virtual card number, expiration, and CVV code to someone, you can collect cash or whatever else you want from them as payment. I like to use the example of you're in a country where someone wants to get started, they don't have cash, but they got chickens. Well, they can give you whatever, in 20 Now's case, if you deem that the amount of chickens they gave you was worth $20, now you could go here and set up a virtual card and put $20 on it and give them the virtual card number, the expiration date it gives you, and the CVV code it gives you. And that person now can take that virtual card and go in and sign up for 20 Now. There's a few little probably extra things that Richard might launch that in the future that may be able to utilize some features of the virtual card. But for now, go ahead and just know at this time that that virtual card is available. And leaders in certain areas might use it. A leader may be wanting to open up a country where very few people have cards, or the availability to get prepaid cards. There's a variety of different ways that many of the payees, as GPG calls them, from the various companies that GPG has on board, many different ways that those payees use the virtual card. So if you find yourself needing it, you're going to find it a very excellent feature of GPG.
Hey, Joel. What
Yes.
one quick question before you leave this one? Can you clarify the virtual card is usable only within like 20 Now through GPG? I mean, for example, they couldn't create a virtual card here and then go pay their electric bill online, for example, or could they?
No, it's got to be used for this, and well, actually, Richard, that I've never been asked that question, so it's possible that they could, but let's go ahead and go with the answer that it's got to be used within the GPG system.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we can clarify that later, but just never had that asked. One thing is it's only good for like 30 days, so it's got to be used right away, or it just dissolves and goes away. So uh, as people see ways, or as Richard comes up with different ways that 20 Now may utilize the virtual card, we'll get more information out on that, but it can be a great tool. So I'm going to come back to the dashboard home now, and let's go now so let's say you want to add your bank so that you can offload funds to your bank. Uh, Click OK. And, wait a minute. Excuse me, that's when you want to transfer your pay. It's over here, add a bank account. Choose the country your bank account is in. Now, your country will be in this drop down. Our test guy, Oscar, is in the United States, so that's the only one that drops down. You click Go, and you do just like you've seen probably on many screens before, putting in the routing number of your account, the account number, is it checking and savings, verify your first name and last name. You can make a nickname for it and hit submit. And that is going to add that bank account in. I'm not going to do it right now. So when you've got that added in, it'll show right up here under number 1 under My Bank Accounts. Once you've added a bank account, then when you want to transfer your pay to that bank account, that's when you click My Bank. And of course, since we haven't added any, it says you have not added any. But normally it goes right to a screen where you can go ahead and fill out how much money you want. Kind of wish that, Richard, that we could see that screen right now, but that's okay. It's a screen that shows, that's just going to say how much do you want to offload to your account. This is the fee. The fees for offloading funds are, I'm just going to go over what it is in the US. It's $2 to offload funds. It'll say right there you're being charged $2, so therefore this much is being transferred. In different parts of the world, it's varying amounts based on the different countries. So if whatever country you're in or way that you want to offload the funds, it'll tell you right there how much it's charging you to offload those funds. So you always know. For your pay cards, same thing. Add a pay card. You're going to click there. Whether sometimes you have to call the number on the back of the pay card to get the routing number. You put it in there, hit continue, and the pay card is going to show up as right there under the number 1. You can add 2, and then when you want to offload funds to it, just click my pay card and follow the prompts from there. Same thing with the Visa MasterCard. Right down here, it's where you add a credit or debit card, all the fields for doing that, hit submit, and you will have a credit or debit card added there. By far, the bank accounts and the reloadable pay cards, which includes American Express reloadable, those are the two obviously most often used. The last thing I want to go over, Richard, is the order a loyal bank account and MasterCard. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I just do want to say that Loyal Bank is a bank out of St. Kitts, and it's been thoroughly vetted by the owners of Global Payroll Gateway. They have a SWIFT code with the U.S. government. They're actually branches that you can actually walk into. It's not an internet bank. They're an excellent bank. I've got an account with them myself. And what you do is you fill out the information here, and Loyal Bank will drop ship you a Loyal Bank MasterCard anywhere in the world. You now have a real bank account at Loyal Bank. If you travel someday and end up in St. Kitts, you can walk in and talk to a teller and say, I want to withdraw some money out of my account, put some money into my account. You've got a real bank account. It's a wonderful option for people who are unbanked, unbankable. We see people in Russia and China using them. I don't know why, but they love it. But people from all over the world, actually, some people just like the thought of having another bank account. So that is an option for you. I believe at last I checked, it was $15 to set that all up. Far more if you tried to go straight. That's a special deal that GPG has set up with Loyal Bank. And so it's $15, your account set up, you're drop shipped the card straight to your address, and once you get the card, you'll then have a screen, instead of it saying order a Loyal Bank account and MasterCard, it'll say input your information to set up your Loyal Bank account and MasterCard. You'd click that, put in the information that they sent you, the number on the card that they sent you, and then you'll be able to offload to your Loyal Bank account card whenever you'd like, and that would be under the My Pay card. And if you've got 2 cards there and you click to offload funds to My Pay card, then it's going to have 2 little radio buttons, and you're going to be able to say, oh, I want to do it to this one, or click the other radio button and do it to the other. Richard, I think that's it that I can think of right now.
Okay, I've got one question that comes to mind, and that is, are there limits? Like I know with the banking regulations and things like that, you always have to consider limits. Are there any limits on either the total amount we can transfer, like to a bank account or to a card at any given time, or maybe the total number of times we could do it within 1 month?
Good question. I don't believe there's a number that you can do per month, but per time, it starts out, everybody is, I believe it's $2,000, and if you call GPG customer service and you verify who you are with, they have you send a couple other forms of ID and a little form you fill out, and you work with them, and they will, I believe they can make it unlimited at that point. I think one piece of ID you go to 10,000 per offload, and then two pieces of ID it's unlimited, something like that. But we've never had a problem with that for payees.
And to be clear, that's U.S. banking regulations. That's not GPG just trying to be difficult. That's
No,
just
correct.
that's law. We're having to obey, the law of the U.S. government.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I don't have any other questions. Everything looks to me like it's really simple. And I've had a number of people that without any instructions, they just went ahead and clicked on through. And they're raving right now on our Facebook group about how easy it is, and I love it myself. I'm looking forward to everybody being able to watch this video and getting theirs set up and using it, getting paid.
It is easy, Richard, and I hope that I didn't confuse it, and I just made it that much easier for everybody, and I didn't spend too much time. But hopefully, this has been helpful.
Yep, and I want to again thank you, Joel, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule and coming and helping us out. Again, everybody, this is Joel with GPG. He's an awesome guy. I've worked with him now for, I don't know, 4, 5, maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And really easy to work with. Great guy, and as you can see, he knows GPG very well. And I'm personally honored that we got GPG to begin with, but then also that you guys took the time, like Joel said, this is the first time he's ever been asked to come on, and he came right on to help us out, and we're all honored to have you here. So again, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Richard.
All right, so we'll let Joel get back to his evening, and hope you guys have a great evening yourself. Bye-bye.